I'm not going to belabor this. Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. I'm sure you've seen the titles, videos, all over the place. Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, talking about Michael Jackson. Here's proof. We've got incontrovertible proof. Michael Jackson is a pedophile. Incontrovertible proof. Well, I suspected. I didn't click on any of those titles because I'm not a clickbait whore. I'm not an idiot. And although I'm not a lawyer, I did pay attention to the case and the both cases. And at each point, just like this Bill Cosby stuff, it's people wanting to get money. The father admitted it. The children admitted it. I believe one boy committed suicide or something like that because literally he was used in an attempt to blackmail Michael Jackson and by claiming that he had been molested, and literally he had destroyed his hero. Michael Jackson was literally pure of heart, and if you don't believe that, well, you probably need some sort of psychological help, and you're probably not that very educated to begin with. Or, I won't get into the racial issue. Okay, so the Michael Jackson estate came out and said that there is absolutely nothing. All of those titles are simply clickbait. Michael Jackson was completely exonerated. All 5 boys stood up in court and said that he had never done anything to them. Let me introduce you to the term news cycle. Depending on what kind of news that you're running, if you're a 24-hour news sort of outlet, your news cycle is going to be very, very short. If you are a printed press, your news cycle is going to be a little more relaxed. So if you have places like CNN or Fox or something like that, your news cycle is just going to be, the turnover is going to be just outrageous because you can't simply say they want to impeach Obama for an entire week if you're on 24 hours a day. Now, there are some news channels, news outlets that actually do that, and then they just add in a little bit every few days, and that's their news cycle, and that's more power to them. Here's what you have to take with that. You have to take with that the repetition and that they're not actually making stuff up. Because if you hear completely different stories every hour on CNN, more than likely they're making something up. Unless they are reaching out to every nook and cranny to find something. And outlets like CNN do everything that they possibly can to not actually report on real live events to keep you informed, like the stuff going on in the White House. Did you know that in this whole Democratic Senate sit-in, was it Senate or Congressman sit-in, that Obama got passed another destructive article to the Constitution? Nobody talked about it. Of course you didn't hear that on the mainstream media because they're too busy reporting on stuff like Michael Jackson or stuff like the U.S. representatives. Clearly they're adults, right? Because you have to be a certain age to even run for it. Acting like 3-year-olds. Pouting on the floor of the Senate. Laying on the floor of this. I just can't even believe this sort of stuff. Anyway, this is going on too long anyway. Okay, it's all clickbait. There's nothing there. When you finally get into the story, they finally admit that he didn't have any sort of paraphernalia from children. These were all fans sending in their pictures. Please bless my child. I just don't understand how this guy was super religious. First of all, super religious. If you actually sat and watched any interview with him, he not only knew his religious stuff, but he was an authority on the subject. Just like Prince, just like Will Smith. I mean, you think, they're just singers, they're just actors, and then you sit down and talk to him and be like, whoa, my God, whoa, this guy actually knows what he's talking about. He's very keen on this sort of stuff. Michael Jackson was one of those, but of course nobody wanted to really interview him. They would prefer to keep him at arm's length and then just make up stories about him because how can more than likely you're not going to probably get to even be able to interview one of the most powerful men in the whole world, one of the most recognized men in the whole world. He probably had an army of people surrounding him that wouldn't let you get anywhere near him. So of course the news people are just going to start making up stuff. Michael Jackson walked on the moon. Whatever. Thanks for watching the Shakaama Live Show. Don't fall for this. I want you to sit, anytime you see something just so outrageous, I want you to pause just for a second and think about the term news cycle. Is it something lagging in the news cycle? They don't actually have a story, so they beat up they bring out some sort of black dead celebrity, beat him up, beat his reputation up, or maybe he doesn't even have to be dead, right? Yeah, Bill Cosby, right? Oh, I'm sure Prince is gonna get it soon. They're gonna find Prince was a cut off the heads of bunnies or something. Whatever they can think of. I'm sure they just sit in a room and throw spitwads at each other, trying to think of stuff just to say about black people. It happens all the time, and 99.9999% of the time is a black person at the end of it. They don't even report real live stories of white people destroying entire towns. Naked white guy runs through town and starts chopping he's not ISIS, he's not Muslim, he's just a regular white guy. Crazy as a Bessie bug, but he's a white guy, so they can't report on it. True story happened. Naked white guy with machete running around chopping people's heads off. There you go. But instead, they're making up stories about Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby. Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show. And if you liked this video, today's your lucky day, no scam. Everybody who likes the video will receive a plushie toy of Michael Jackson. That's right, a very cute and lovable plushie toy of Michael Jackson. But in all seriousness, I really enjoy everybody, and thank you so much for subscribing, liking my videos, and commenting. And thank you all for giving me advice on my plants on my other video. Thank you so much for that. Goodbye.